Hello and welcome to episode 29 of the LiveFitNow Podcast. Can you believe we are already on episode 29? Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have had a fantastic week. I cannot believe we are already round to another episode and flying through the month of October. This is going to be another solo episode, so just me having a chat today, covering a subject that I would like to share with you. So it's not going to be especially long, certainly not as long as our conversations, but we will have another conversation returning next week. If you are new to the podcast, please do get in touch. I would love to hear any feedback on your favourite episodes, which conversations have got you thinking, what changes perhaps you have decided to make and the impact that it's had on you. You can contact me through the LiveFitNow Podcast social media accounts. You can leave a review on the listening platform of your podcast host, or you, of course, can head to YouTube. Alternatively, you can email me hello@livefitnow.co.uk. I really do want to be able to cover so many different subject areas with this podcast, and I would love to hear if there are any subject areas that you would like to hear covered. So do not hesitate to get in touch. I truly love to hear your thoughts. So I guess it's time to get onto the subject of this podcast. And it's actually a subject area that comes up time and time again in most of the conversations that I've had with all of the different guests so far on the podcast. And I want to talk about joy and finding joy, because so much of this podcast, and indeed all the work that I carry out, involves helping people build and create healthy, long, happy lives. And that involves finding our own little pieces of joy. Joy in movement, joy in eating, joy in taking moments of self-care, joy in nature. There are truly moments of joy to be found everywhere in our lives. And as much as I don't want to undervalue the fact that sometimes we have to do things that perhaps are not as much fun as other things, when we're starting to craft and build and choose habits and think about what we really want to be happy, there have to be moments of joy, and we need to figure out what makes us happy. And that might change as we grow. We may not necessarily want to do the same things as we did last year, 5 years ago, 20 years ago. But if we are prepared to try new and different things, we may find that new moment of joy that just brings us so much happiness. And if we can find those things, it allows us to do them for the long term, because there are so many quick fixes and fads and the secret promises that allow us to believe that these things can be done so quickly. But the truth is, hopefully we have long lives ahead of us, many years that we can choose to live life to the full. And we are going to be able to live to the full if we actually choose to take care of ourselves. Take care of ourselves before we have to take care of ourselves. Don't wait until things start to go wrong, but being empowered and choosing to feel your best most days. And I nearly said every day then, but there's also a realization and acceptance that we are not necessarily going to be happy or feel wonderful and be great every single day. But we want more of our days to be great than not. And if you feel that day after day, you feel like you're just doing chores and things that you do not get any joy throughout the day, that, I believe, is the time to just start trying to reevaluate, looking at tiny small things that you can just sporadically pop into your day and allow you to actually get those lifts, those boosts throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the year that you want to keep doing because you feel good for it. And of course, one of my main focuses in life is exercise. I like to try and help people find ways to move their body. I love weights, I love resistance training and getting people to get stronger and feel strong and more confident in their bodies. But the truth is, the key is when people find enjoyment in it, whether it be the performance of the exercise or the way they feel afterwards, being able to carry out more things in their lives. Empowering themselves in that way gives them that buzz, that excitement, that joy that I'm talking of today. Because if something makes you feel good, you want to keep doing it. And something like weights is such a good representative of something you have to keep doing. You know, if you stop exercising, whatever it may be, you may lose your fitness, your strength, and it can happen frustratingly quickly. Because the truth is, unless you're competing in a competition or you have a very specific goal that you're training for, if you want to work out so that you feel good, look better, for longevity, for life, it has to become a part of you, a part of what you want to do on a weekly basis, something that you want to do consistently, because to truly get the results, you need to move your body consistently. And if you absolutely hate whatever it is that you're forcing yourself to do, it's unlikely it's going to stick. It might, which is great, but quite often it will come and it will go, and the whole yo-yo culture is so embedded in our society. That is why I am so much a strong believer of finding something that you enjoy. And I love it when people love weights, and of course yoga has become a part of that now too. But it's an amazing moment when you realise for yourself how empowering and how good it feels to feel stronger and more capable, and having more faith in your body that it can look after you and do more than you thought it could. Because most people can do more than they think they can. I so often say you are stronger than you think you are, and it is so true. Not just physically, quite often mentally as well, because all of this comes down to mindset. Do you want to find joy in things? Do you want to find things that you like? And if there's one thing I could recommend, is to try different things. When it comes to diet or movement, different kinds of exercise, if you've always found that you just don't enjoy it, try something new. Maybe try a new sport, maybe take up dancing. You might want a team sport, an individual. It does not matter, but what you want to allow yourself is to give you the opportunity to find something that gives you joy, that you will keep doing week after week, month after month, year after year, and that will truly give you long-term benefits. The definition of joy is the emotion of great delight or happiness caused by something exceptionally good or satisfying, keen pleasure, elation. What a wonderful thing to try and find in our daily lives. And here's the fun of it. We are all so different. For some people, simply lighting a candle every evening or running a bath once a week, heading out into the garden in bare feet, feeling the grass between your toes. It can be such simple pleasures and such small things that can give you just little moments that give you pleasure, make you feel gratitude. And sometimes it's about noticing what's there, noticing things that make you just feel good. I think so often we're all so busy fitting so many things in our lives, and we just forget to take that moment to think, oh, that felt so good. I need to make sure I fit that in my life. And whether it's just one single thing a day, and this is outside of just the exercise realm, which obviously I talk about so often. But if you have joy in your life, I find it's also easier to bear things that aren't necessarily so much fun. And if you feel better in yourself, you're more likely to nourish yourself better, move better, just simply take care of yourself better, because you feel more positive, you get a lift throughout the day. And if you can find little moments of joy amongst so many different areas, it becomes easier and easier to build this joyous and happy life. And please don't get me wrong, life is hard for so many people, and there are so many challenges and things that are simply tough, and we can't necessarily remove those things, but if we can take an attitude that at least tries to find some little moments of joy throughout the day and in the things that make us feel good. And I truly believe that connection, community, movement, nature, nourishment, time for ourselves, positive thinking and action can truly spiral one way or the other. So I would just love for you to think about the last thing that made you think, oh, that was so good, or I really enjoyed that, or I just felt good when and just make a note of it. It may be a big thing, it may be a little thing, but just start paying attention when you get that feeling. Because they shouldn't be rare. We should find enjoyment in things. Sometimes it's the thing itself, sometimes it's what doing the thing makes you feel. Sometimes the exercise itself is super hard and you think, gosh, this is just a little bit uncomfortable while this is happening. But in those moments and days afterwards, you're proud and feel good in the results that you're achieving. And in the previous conversations I've had with so many guests, you can see that we take so much better care of ourselves when we care about how we feel. We care about what we're doing to our bodies, and we start to make different choices, and we start to craft different habits, and we think about those things that allow us to feel better more often and keep us on track, particularly in those times of challenge, because the more challenges we have to face, 2020 is without doubt a year that we will not forget going forward. It's a year that we will look back on and remember for so many different reasons. But something I've noticed is people have realised there is a simple joy in a few things, and we have missed contact with our loved ones. We have missed the freedoms and the connection, and we have realised how wonderful it is to get out in nature. Those of us with gardens have appreciated having that space. More people than ever, I've noticed, going for walks in the countryside, noticing just how wonderful nature is for us. And when we're forced to slow down, we've seen those simple things that make us feel that little bit better. So there are, within the endless challenges of this year, little moments that I would call joy, because people have realised there are a few simple things in their lives that can make them feel better. And the better you feel, the more you want to take care of yourself. And for me, if we can find it in the day-to-day, it's going to make having a long life so much better. Because who wants a life without joy? So I would love to hear what your favourite ways of finding joy, what gives you joy in your life. And it can be from the smallest thing to the big things. a hug, to a candle, to a bath, to a particular type of exercise, to going out in nature, to challenging yourself, to pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. I know that the list of things are endless. Perhaps hugging your pet or trying something new. But I really, really would love to hear from you. I would love to be able to collate all of your wonderful ideas and what works for you. And remember, there is no script as to what's going to give you joy, because only you know that. So have fun, have a play with it, and figure out what right now brings you joy and try and fit it into your life. I hope you're inspired to find some more moments of joy, and why not share it with others? Pass it on and see if we can all just make every day a little bit more joyous together. For me, the purpose of this episode is just to get you thinking about joy, because as I said at the beginning, this has been touched upon with so many of my guests, and there is no doubt it will most definitely be coming up time and time again in future episodes, because we need to find our way of building and crafting healthy habits for life so that we can enjoy every year of our life, from our 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. I don't want there to be a cutoff. I want to discover the best ways that we can take care of ourselves and live happy, full, long lives. And I hope you feel inspired, and I hope thinking about joy this week will help brighten your next few days. So thank you so much for listening to this solo episode 29 of the LiveFitNow podcast. I do enjoy a ramble, and I hope you have enjoyed it too. I have a fantastic guest lined up for next week's episode, which will be episode 30. I can't wait for you to listen to the conversation, and I really would love to hear your feedback. So don't forget, you can head over to the social media, you can email me, you can head to the website, but please do get in touch. What brings you your moments of joy? If you have enjoyed this episode, or indeed any of my previous episodes, it truly would mean the world if you could leave me a review on social media, on your podcast platform that you're currently listening to, or indeed head over to YouTube. It truly does help me spread the message. And of course, one of the most powerful things that anybody can do is word of mouth. Share an episode with your family and friends that you think might help them. There is so much knowledge and information within these episodes, and I hope you can always take at least one thing home from every single episode. Thanks for listening. Until next Thursday. I'm ending my episode today with something a little bit different. I'm going to sponsor my very own episode. So, the LiveFitNow Club has just launched. The LiveFitNow Club will help you become the best version of yourself. It is a monthly fitness and lifestyle online membership, giving you the structure and guidance to create healthy habits and be stronger, fitter, and become a more confident version of yourself. The LiveFitNow Club gives you structure and guidance to your workouts, as well as helping you create and follow a healthy lifestyle that lasts. No quick fixes or fads, but fun, progressive and realistic workouts and tools to build a fitter, stronger and more confident you. The standard club membership includes 24 structured workouts each month that is designed by me. So there are 2 live morning classes, 2 live evening classes every week. There will be a pre-designed workout program that is put on the app for you. That includes 2 workouts that you can choose from home or gym. There is access to a growing library of online classes, so you can do that 24/7. The tools allowing you to use templates for goal setting, weekly planning, monthly planning, habit tracking, meal planner and more. And such an important part is the community, and you'll be part of the club group on the app. where you can chat with other members, ask questions, and support each other daily. This online platform truly gives you so much support and guidance for long-term results. If you're interested to find out more, head to livefitnowonline.com.